Hello, it's Allison Haikila. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am part of a YouTube hop right now, and it is for Scraperfect. And this company has a few very cool things, including the best glue ever. And I've got to tell you, I've been using it for a little while, and I'm really happy with it. I think it's a fantastic glue. They also have some other things like foils, some embellishments like these, and this Embellie Gellie, which we'll probably be using on today's card. So let us get started. You'll definitely want to check out the Scraperfect website, which is scraperfect.com. And the reason for that is because this best glue ever has a lot of different purposes. Obviously, it's going to be an adhesive, but you can use it in a variety of different ways. So I would definitely recommend checking them out because there's no way that I can cover all of it on today's video. So we're going to just go through a few things. So I've got this Greeting Farm Digi that I had colored a long time ago. This is Thursday. I don't think that she's available anymore, but again, I wanted to get her put on a card because I did color her some time ago, and I fussy cut her out. And I thought that it would be very cool to use some triangles with her because it kind of mimicked the cat ears that she's got on her hat. So we're going to use this stencil. This is the Lots of Triangles from All in Create. And we're going to be using the best glue ever a couple of different ways on this card. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to apply these triangles here. You can see that this is a well-loved stencil. She's going to be hanging off the edge. This piece of cardstock that I have down here is a little smaller than what I usually use for a mat. It is 3.5 by 5. And we are going to use that on our card base when we're done with it. I thought that these triangles were very cool with her. I'm going to take a couple of colors of Distress ink. I have Wilted Violet and Mowed Lawn. We're going to start with the Mowed Lawn because it matches her hat, and the Wilted Violet goes with her hair, because we are also going to be using some sparkle blends on here. And the blend that I chose doesn't really have these colors in it. So I thought it would be fun to pull these colors in to the card with the inks. I'm going to try not to move that. I'm going to get my other brush, move this off to the side. Here's my Wilted Violet. And this is a really quick background that we're making. And I'm not looking to do the entire thing, just parts of it. I'm focusing on these large triangles right here. Get a little bit of blending right in the middle. Take a quick peek, and that looks good to me. Okay, perfect. And now we have a spot for our Thursday girl to sit. And what we're going to do first is we are going to pull out our sparkle blend. This is the Gummy Bear Sparkle Blend from Doodle's Paper Playground. I'm going to take out the big gummy bears here and dump a good amount of this blend in there. You can see all of those cool colors that really work well with her, and it coordinates with everything that we've got going on so far. So the first thing that I'm going to do with the best glue ever is I am going to apply some of it to a couple of these triangles. And once this starts to set up, it's going to get kind of, it gets tackier as you use it. Meaning, as you let it sit for a little while, it gets stickier and stickier and stickier. I'm going to tell you that there are a lot of glues that look like this one on the market. This one is really good. Let me put her back here so I make sure that I get the right triangles done. We're going to do this one here for starters. And I have not had this glue clog on me at all. Not once. I'm trying to take care as I am putting it onto my paper here. You can see that I've used it quite a bit. So I actually need to get another bottle of this because I used it so much already, and I didn't realize that you need to use so little, very, very little of this glue to get it to do its thing, which is hold really well. I have used it on embellishments. I have used it adhering paper to paper. I have used it on wood so far, And like I said earlier, there are plenty of things that you can do with this adhesive that I'm not even going to get to in this video. So you'll definitely have to go to the Scraperfect website to learn more. So what we have here is just a line of glue. I'm going to take her off for a minute, and I'm going to take the Embellie Gellie. This reminds me of when I had braces. Do you guys have braces? And then you have the wax that you kind of ball up and put on the rough areas of the braces so that it doesn't cut your gums. Well, this is kind of the same idea. So you just take a ball of it, and it comes with this stick, kind of like a bamboo skewer. You could even use a toothpick if you need something smaller. And you mold it, and it's got some tack to it, but it's not overly sticky. And then you're just going to take your sequins or other embellishments, and you're just going to apply it wherever you want. See? Just like that. And I picked up a couple here, but I'm just going to randomly put a couple of these down and go like that. I finished adding some sequins to 2 triangles. You can see that I filled in the centers too, and I think that that looks really cute. Now, one of the things that you need to remember about the best glue ever is that it stays tacky. So that means that I've got little crevices in between here that are always going to be tacky. So to fill in those areas so that nothing actually sticks to them anymore, I am going to take some glitter, and I'm going to pour the glitter on there, and we are going to fill in those gaps nice and easily and add some extra shine. I just have some lavender colored glitter here. I'm just going to fill this in like that, dump off the excess, and you can see that those areas that are still tacky have all that glitter on them. Isn't that pretty? Perfect. Now all we have left to do is to adhere everything together, but first I need to add a little something to my card base. I don't really like leaving them white usually. I want to add a pop of color. So I'm going to use this shimmer mister from DecoArt, and I've already shook it up because it is a shimmer mister, so the shimmer tends to settle at the bottom. And what I like to do, and you've probably seen me do this before, is I paint on the color right onto my card base. It's a quick, simple way to add color, and you're extending the life of your sprays. You don't always have to spray your sprays. This is just something that I like to do to add nice, bold color easily. You can do this with ink pads too, of course, but I have a lot of sprays and I like to use them as often as I can. Let's make sure that that's good enough. That's pretty good. And now we're just going to let that dry. Now we're going to add our layers, and of course we're going to use the Scraperfect Best Glue Ever. So you do not need a lot of this glue. I learned that the hard way. I put way too much the first couple of times that I used it, and it was not necessary. You really don't need very much. I like to try and make sure that my edges are down pretty well. Even this is probably a little bit more than I need, but that's all right. Apply this, and again, as it dries, it gets tackier. Move this over a little bit. You have some time to wiggle things around if you need to, but you don't want to wait too long, because once that glue bonds, it is not coming apart. And then we're going to add our little Thursday girl. And something that you can do, like if you have too much glue in an area and you're not opposed to having gluey fingers, you can just take your finger and just kind of, kind of bring that glue to where you need it. Your fingers are going to get tacky though. Just be forewarned. And I'm going to stick her down. I've noticed that my paper doesn't warp with this glue. Some other wet glues, paper tends to warp. And that doesn't happen here at all, which is great. And she is stuck down. And that's our card. So you can see the nice shimmer on the edge from that mister. You can see the fantastic sequence from our Gummy Bear Sparkle Blend that's been filled in with glitter. And the fun gradation of color between the green and the purple to go with her hair and her hat. And it's just a fun card. I'd like to thank you for joining me today. I hope that you like this video and can consider subscribing to my channel. And please be sure to check out all of the links that I have listed below for everybody that's hopping along with Scraperfect today. So thank you so much to Scraperfect for supplying us with the best glue ever, as well as some other goodies that I had shown earlier. It's been a lot of fun working with your product, and I really enjoyed them. So thanks so much for joining me today, everyone. Have a fantastic day.